thegamerduck.com. The Talos Principle, what the duck is it? It's a philosophy puzzle game from Crow Team. The Talos Principle marks a significant change of direction, and a stark departure from the studio's previous bullet-spraying, first-person shooter series, Serious Sam. Crow Team had been talking about adding puzzle sections into Serious Sam to break up the unrelenting waves of mutilation. In doing so they happened upon the formula for an entirely new project, the Talos Principle. The what? In Greek mythology, Talos was a giant bronze automaton, robot, made to protect Europa from invading pirates. The philosophical principle talks about the inescapable materiality of life. That like the bronze giant Talos, even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood. This should give you hints at what's to come. This game goes deep, I'm talking bottom of the pond kinda deep, but we'll come to that. Very puzzling. The Talos Principle is made up of layers of puzzles, around 120 to be precise. Upon entering each puzzle you become a rat in a maze. Don't worry, not literally. You need to get to the end of the maze to get your cheese. Your cheese reward is a sigil. A Tetris-shaped block floating in midair, often tantalizingly close but just out of reach. To get there you will employ a range of tools at your disposal. These include fans, reflectors, keys, switches, pressure plates, jammers, that look like old-school video cameras, and of course, what puzzle would be complete without lasers? Collect a few of these sigils and you can then arrange them in mini-puzzles to unlock new areas and obtain new equipment. Names given to each puzzle often offer a clue to its solution. But don't be under any false illusions here, these are no gimmies. Difficulty scales from OIC all the way to what the duck. That's not even possible. The puzzles on offer will give you a real cerebral workout, and push you to keep thinking. Many being frustratingly difficult to solve at first, but that gives way to a genuine sense of achievement and elation, when, or if, you finally get your light bulb moment. When you do get stuck, which trust us, you will, persevere, keep thinking, keep trying and do not use a walkthrough, unless absolutely necessary. Solving it unaided will reward you with the smug triumph of being able to wallow in your own genius. At least until the next one. Elephant in the room. Comparisons with the brilliant Portal 2, the gold standard for puzzle games, are difficult to avoid. Many of the puzzles and even equipment share similar DNA. Each puzzle has its own discrete area, similar to Portal 2's test chambers but with an open-air feel. While the Talos Principle doesn't have the laugh-out-loud humor of Portal 2, it certainly has as much going on between the ears, if not more. It manages to pull off the same trick Portal 2 does, by somehow making you feel smarter just by playing it. On the surface the Talos Principle can be taken and played as a straightforward puzzle game and a very accomplished one at that, but we haven't got to grips with the biggest puzzle of all yet. What the duck is going on? How far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? From the start you'll notice that this is no plain puzzle, there is more going on under the surface. Much more. The first words you'll hear in a deep, booming voice out of the ether are, "Behold, child, you are risen from the dust and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your maker, and I am called Elohim. Seek me in my temple if you are worthy." This voice carries real weight and gravitas so as to conjure up an image of him perhaps speaking to you from atop Mount Olympus. But this is no Greek god, Elohim happens to be Hebrew for God. References to a forbidden tower that you absolutely must not visit, are thinly veiled references to biblical stories. Remember those sigils from earlier, the Tetris-shaped blocks. Elohim tells us that we can obtain eternal life with them, each bringing us closer to eternity. But fear not. This isn't just a reimagining of biblical stories or morality, something else is going on. View your character's hands or switch to third-person view and the plot thickens. You aren't human. You are in fact a robot, a very human-esque one with a head, 2 arms, and 2 legs, but unmistakably a robot. Come on, don't act surprised, you've seen the game cover art. So am I just a test subject? Like our old friend the Portal series, am I mindlessly following God's orders? Do I have free will to follow my own destiny, or am I programmed on a preordained path? Where is everyone else? I'm the last person alive. Am I a person? Am I alive? Okay. Just take it easy there. Slow down. Pieces falling into place. Sorry we were getting in a bit of a flap there, but these are all questions which the Talos principle poses to you directly or indirectly. Some of which you might get definitive answers to and some you might have to ponder on yourself to find your own answers. When we say it poses some of these philosophical questions to you directly, we do mean directly. Apart from hearing the voice of Elohim, the only other interaction you have is with computer terminals that look eerily like desktop PCs from the mid-1990s. Computers are located in each of the puzzle areas, and are almost all entirely optional to interact with. But we thoroughly recommend you fall all the way down the rabbit hole, make sure to seek them all out. These computers are where things start getting really intriguing. They greet you with a blinking, all-watching eye made up of code. Upon using them, you open and read files that start adding flesh to the bones of what's going on. It starts talking about artificial intelligence, free will, what it means to be alive and other philosophical ideas and principles. After a while, it will become apparent that this system may very well be sentient. It engages you in conversations and asks you to select answers to its philosophical quandaries. These seem to scale in complexity at a similar same rate as the puzzles themselves. I'm pretty sure I lost a few arguments to it along the way, but not to worry, after all it's only a machine. Right? Sight for sore eyes. There are 4 main areas. Roman, think columns and headless statues. Ancient Egyptian, think pyramids and deserts. Medieval, think wooden castles and drawbridges. Plus the tower. Remember the one you definitely should go to. Each area is fairly small and doesn't offer much room for exploration outside of the puzzles. Each area is stunningly recreated and offers ample opportunity to ogle the scenery. The developers went to the trouble of scanning real objects and settings before adding them into the game, and this hard work shows. From the Roman amphitheater to the Egyptian Sphinx, the realism of the locations really add weight and mystery to the themes of the game. You can easily picture Aristotle, Socrates or the like, standing around philosophizing in many of the locations. The monastical sweeping score adds to the overall atmosphere that something divine or profound is happening. Throughout you will find QR codes pasted onto walls, as if left by some very forward-thinking graffiti artists. They do somewhat jar within the ancient scenes, but interact with them and they do help deepen the mystery. Audio recordings, hidden areas and multiple endings offer plenty of other secrets to discover too. Does it make a splash? Moving between different areas, you step into a teleporter made of swirling ones and zeros. This seems to represent what we suspect people's opinion of the Talos principle will be: binary. People will either love it or hate it. Place us firmly in the love pond, and news from Crow Team that they are working on a sequel has us in a flutter of excitement. The Talos principle is a good world to get lost in, and will stretch you. Be it with fiendishly difficult and rewarding puzzles, or with deeper matters of existence. It will leave you thinking about it even after you have completed the game. Hardcore fans will argue over its themes and messages, for a long time to come. Feel free to start the argument debate in the comments below. For a game without human contact, it shows remarkable warmth, charm and real intelligence. Albeit artificial intelligence. Platforms: PS4, version tested, Windows, Linux, Mac, and Android. Please hit the subscribe button for more. It would be ducking awesome if you could share this and help us spread our wings. TheGamerDuck.com